And just like that, we're on episode 3. Holy shit, how quick is this going? Hello, welcome to the Fake News Podcast. I'm your host, Freddie Quinn. This is a podcast where every week I get 2 guests and I give them news headlines from around the world, and they have to decide whether or not they are real headlines or whether or not it's fake news. It's just stuff that I've made up. This week is part of a 2-parter episode. A 2-parter episode? I don't know what they call them. Like basically, this week and next week are both the same recording, but it's split into 2 parts because the recording studio is expensive, and that is just how things are. But it's dead funny. We have got, guest-wise, we've got Adam Rowe, who is a Liverpool comedian who is doing very well at the moment, and he also has a podcast with Dan Nightingale. They have a podcast called the Have a Word podcast, and it's dead good, and you should absolutely check it out. I listen to it regularly, and it's just them 2 basically dicking about and chatting to each other, and they're both funny lads, so it's easy enough to listen to. And you can write in and they will have a word with people for you. So if there's anyone in your life that's doing your head in, or anyone that needs a quiet word in their ear, then you can email them and they'll discuss it on the podcast. They're usually about an hour and a half length, so they're much longer than these, and they're just great to listen to. It's like listening to a chat between 2 really, really funny mates. So I'd absolutely recommend that. Adam's also going on tour at the moment. If you go onto his website, if you just Google Adam Rowe, then things will come up. Sorry, that did make it sound like he was a rapist, didn't it? Things will come up. What I mean by that is that he's got a great social media presence, and he's got loads of stuff online, and he's always plugging his stuff. So if you just do a tentative Google search or Facebook search for him, you'll find him. He's going on tour. I don't know what show he's touring, because he's always writing new stuff, but I would definitely recommend watching it. My other guest is the fantastic Mr. John Hastings. Now, John might not have the same profile as Adam here in the UK, but over in Canada he's a massive star, and he is one of my favourite comedians of, I think he's superb. I saw him for the first time in Edinburgh about 6 years ago, doing this random gig in this random room, and I thought, who's this guy? I've never heard of him, and he was just unbelievable, and I have so much respect for his comedy, and I think over the next 2 episodes you will see that respect is not reciprocated in any way, but that's all right. He's a fantastic act. John splits his time. John's a Canadian, but he splits his time between London and LA. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I don't have any LA-based listeners. But if I did, then I would 100% recommend. If you're in London and you're listening to this, or if you're ever in London, check where John Hastings is, because he's an amazing, incredible act. That seems to thrive off, he's the kind of act where punchlines just appear out of nowhere and you're rolling laughing and you don't even really understand why. I love it. He's got loads of stuff on YouTube as well, so please check him out. I'm very grateful for both of them for doing the podcast. I'm going to stop wittering, and I hope you enjoy the show. Please rate it on iTunes, and I know I say that like it's an obligation. Please rate it on iTunes and please rate it on Spotify, but genuinely, please do those things, because that is how we get listeners. So yeah, I need you to do it. It'd help me out, and you'd be safeguarding the long-term future of the show. Right, hope you enjoy the podcast. See you next week.
There is nothing wrong with your audio device. Do not attempt to adjust the sound. We are controlling transmission. If we wish to make it louder, we will bring up the volume. If we wish to make it softer, we will tune it to a whisper. For the next half hour, sit quietly, and we will control all that you see and hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your audio device. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery, which reaches from the inner mind to the Fake News Podcast.
Let's go. Right. Okay. You ready for your first one?
Yes, Freddie.
Are we allowed to swear?
Yeah.
Yes, you're allowed to swear. But
Are we allowed to talk about your book you wrote about comparing a gig? Because I only just recently found out about this, and what the fuck is going on?
this is
He made like a grand off that, you know?
No, you didn't.
I made well over a grand.
I want to see. Let me see your phone. Let's see your Amazon orders thing.
What now?
Absolutely. This is going to get you so many plays off of those weird Facebook groups with comedians in them.
I'll show you. I'll show you recently. But what I did was I used that. I basically undercut all the courses and then used the money that I made to like make content and stuff.
Is that so?
Can I just double check though? Are you saying you don't run a comedy course?
Well, sorry. No, I don't. Because no one fucking came to the one. Hot Water. Hot Water wanted to put one on.
And no one came?
Well, for a start, loads of people. At the beginning, loads of people came, and they're trying to put it on once a month, and there just aren't enough mental people. Like, there are, but it's like 3 or 4 a time, and I don't want to do it to 3 or 4 people. I want to do it to 10 people, because I get more money.
Yes,
and then it's
you
just
dirty,
like
filthy financial capitalist.
just like,
mate.
Yeah.
But it literally just undercut, like, I basically just undercut Ben Vandevelde. That's literally
Is
it.
he teaching a stand-up comedy course?
Yep.
Is everyone teaching a stand-up comedy course now?
It's easy money, man.
I'm not anymore.
Were you teaching one too?
Right.
What the fuck? I've been going for 14 years. I don't feel like I'm equipped to teach a stand-up comedy course.
No,
How long
but,
have you
like-
been going?
10.
Mate, you don't know shit from Shinola
No,
yet.
but like
Okay.
a stand-up comedy course pretty much consists of move the mic stand over there, don't look at the floor, don't spit at people. and that's,
So what I would say is
they just drag that over a 6
Yeah,
weeks
yeah,
period.
that-
So what I would say is that I'm a fully qualified teacher. So I'm an actual teacher, like qualified as an English teacher.
You know what? You're back in the running then because you actually know how to teach something, and anything then can be applied as a skill.
There you go.
Fuck.
So take that skepticism.
I still am going to hold on. I'm just of the opinion, and I could be wrong, that stand-up is one of those things where anyone who goes, this is how that's done, there is a exact person that proves you wrong for every piece of advice.
Oh.
Don't swear. What about Frankie
Totally.
Boyle?
No.
Do short jokes. What about Doug Stanhope? You know what I'm saying?
But there's
Well, Doug Stanhope actually said, didn't he, whenever a comic gives another comic advice, they're just telling
Tell
them
them
how
how-
to be more like me.
yeah, totally, and I agree with that. But the thing is when you are just starting out, you don't understand the most basic things, like. If you're going to take the mic out the microphone stand, you might want to move the microphone stand out of the way
Completely.
so you're not moving around. So it's tiny little baby steps like that that are so obvious to comedians.
I'm not going to undercut Freddie Quinn and give this information out for free. Move the mic stand out of the way.
It's all getting edited out.
Talk in the mic. And learn the sound guy's name. That's literally all you need to know. Any other questions, just ask another act on the bill. And if it's an open mic, ask 2 people. One of them will have the right answer, and the other one won't, and just figure out which one it is. There.
Whoever's better out of the open mic.
Yeah, exactly.
They're probably talking.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cured it. There. All of you have been undercut by me. And if he edits this out, I'm going to keep referencing it throughout the show, so it's impossible to edit out.
Oh, right. Okay, let's get started with this.
Those living in Great Britain will no longer see the phrase fake news in official documents, the British government banning the phrase because it's poorly defined and misleading.
Man gets shock of his life when he buys 2 toy poodles for $150, only to be told by a vet that they are actually giant rodents pumped up with steroids to look like dogs.
There's nothing. There's so many things in this.
Right, okay, well, let's unpack.
One, I think you misspelled poodles.
Nope, didn't misspell poodles.
Isn't it?
No, that's how you spell
No, that's,
poodles.
that's how you spell poodles.
I thought there was something else in there. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Also, you wouldn't. No, I don't know. Why. Not rodents pumped up with steroids to look like dogs. I don't think they look like dogs. I think they look like more muscular rodents.
They're like Shredder.
Unless this guy is this man blind? Well, then maybe. But I'm gonna
And
go.
also, like, on a basic, like, how much do steroids cost? Like, is he making any profit on this at all?
That's
Here's
true.
the thing of anyone I've known who's been on or been near steroids. They're a fucking idiot. Like, they're not... Yeah, hey, people on steroids out there, you're a fucking numbskull. They're not smart people, so they would be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to inject the rats with steroids and then spray paint them white and make $150.
But it doesn't say the guy was on steroids and was then given the rats.
If you have a bunch of steroids around, you're trying them.
Yeah,
You think?
if you're
What
injecting...
if they're only rat steroids, though? What if
they still would do it.
Make your own dog steroids?
100%. That guy's injecting them into his penis to see what happens.
Do you...
I'm going to make my dick bark.
Do you think that you... I mean, I kind of get what you say, that it's probably more expensive to take a rat and inject it full of steroids.
Then steal a dog.
Yeah.
He's just stolen 2 dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if he's done this, then I would like to see his business plan.
Yeah.
I would like to see at what point this becomes profitable. Like, is this a loss leader? Like, he was like, look, we got 2 rats, and
He actually
it's going to cost.
he actually sells steroids, and he's just trying to prove that there's other purposes for them. You want to turn your rat into a dog? Steroids. You want to turn your car into a bike? Inject them with some HGH, baby.
Do you know what gets me about this, though, is that he was, like, told by a vet. So he didn't figure it out on it. Like, I
want to know what country this took place in.
I am $150, so I'm going to
Could be Canada, Australia,
America.
I think it's America, this one, isn't it?
I don't think it happened, so it could be anywhere.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so you're saying fake.
100,000,000% fake.
100,000,000%
Yeah,
fake.
that's right.
Couldn't possibly be true. There's no avenue for this to be true.
No, unless... Go ahead, Adam.
I think if it's taken the vet to go to him, mate, that's what makes me think it can't be real. Because if it takes a qualified vet to notice this difference, I could get to the point where I can be like, right, an idiot, an absolute moron has gone, that's 2 dogs, I'll buy them. But then he's walking these things around, and not a single passerby has gone, have you got 2 giant meathead rats?
Absolutely. I will qualify. I don't believe this is true, but if it did happen and it happened in the States, it is Florida. 100%.
Well, also as well, are you 2 dog people? I know you've got a dog.
I've got a dog.
What kind of dog do you have?
It's just a dog. Like, it was found on the streets of Hungary. It's got 18
Giant
different-
rat.
Oh, so you just have like a giant mutt idiot dog.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
gonna
she's
live-
tiny. Her name's Minnie, and she's definitely got Jack Russell in her.
And she'll live forever because she actually has like a strong genetic code.
Yeah, she's great.
Have you got dogs?
Nah, mate, travel too much. They die, but I want one.
If you are going to have a dog, a poodle is one of the most affectionate kind of, cockapoos.
Also,
and
poodles are not $75.
no, there's that
Poodles
as well.
are several £1,000s.
Yeah,
if-
or free if you steal it.
If someone said to
Which
you,
is what
I've
you
got
would
a
have done.
poodle for $75, it'd be like if they say, mate, I'll do that tattoo for £1. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'd be suspicious as what you were getting. But what I'm trying
Isn't
to
that
say...
a giant rat on steroids? No, that's why it's cheap. It's a poodle that
Again,
looks
though,
like
if
giant.
this is true, which it's not, and it's in America, America is weird for the cost of things, where they're just like, yeah, tattoos are $5 today. Why? I don't know. And people go for it. You can't prescribe English skepticism towards cost, because England is the country of, how much is this? £1,000 for this pair? Oh, it must be the best pair in the world. No, you're a fucking idiot, and that guy's figured out how your brain is.
I'm totally the guy who falls for stuff like that, by the way.
I do the same thing as well.
My girlfriend will be like, why are you paying £35 for a pen? I'm like, because I'm buying a new notebook to write this year's Edinburgh show. And she's like, but what's the difference between that and a 75 pence pen? And I'm like,
right.
There's better jokes in this
my
pen.
ideas will be better because this is a more expensive pen. Are you fucking stupid?
Yeah, you guys have had so many football hooligans holding their fist an inch away from your eyes just going, you're mine, shitbag, not to realize that there's confidence with you and you don't need to endow money with magical powers.
This is going off on a tangent a little bit, but have you heard of something called the Goldilocks Principle?
No.
So the Goldilocks Principle is about like marketing stuff.
Go
right?
on.
So what a lot of products do, and you'll see that Apple do this all the time, and loads of other people do, is they have 3 versions of the same product. They have a cheap version, then they have a really expensive high-end version, and then they have a middle version that's closer to the high-end version in terms of price. And most people go for the middle version. Yeah. It's the Goldilocks Principle because they go, oh, well, the cheap one is too cheap for me. Yeah. The expensive one is too expensive for me, but the one in the middle is just right. That's just for my needs. Yeah. And it's like a dead powerful tool in marketing. Mm-hmm. But I get tricked. But like, even though I know about that, I get tricked by it all. I overpay for so much stuff. It's unbelievable.
I just want fancy
by the
things.
way, especially when it's coming to phones and stuff like that, just look at the specifications, because the difference in... they had to change it because they nearly got sued to oblivion when it comes to Apple, is like the cheap one's casing inside the phone is plastic, then the other one is plastics but with metal screws, and then the other one is metal lining of the plastic. Like, it's actually the price point difference should be £1, 150, 175, and they're like, no, that's the expense. Like, it's utter horseshit. Buy the cheap fucking iPhone. Just get a lot of storage, because that's actually what
Have
you
you
want to
ever
pay for.
bought cheap headphones before?
Yeah, dreadful.
They're the worst things
Absolutely
in the world.
not. You got to... Yeah, but minimum £10, max £30 for headphones.
No.
Yes. What are you fucking doing walking around with these giant £300 headphones on your head? You're going to get you're going to get robbed, and I hope you do.
Yeah, but you don't get robbed up here. You've lived in London and Los Angeles, which is, yes, people get robbed. In Liverpool, people aren't just walking around taking headphones off people's heads.
Disagree. Fucking agree. Here's the difference. Scousers aren't getting robbed by other Scousers. You've turned it outward towards visitors.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We don't rob one of our own.
Exactly.
Yeah, they go, give us your money. I haven't even got any, lads. You go, oh, sorry about that, mate. But as soon as John goes, hey, what do you want about? They go, fucking give us your money.
Yeah,
otherwise, me and my two giant
rosy cheeks gentleman with his eyes a correct proportion away from his fucking face.
Give us your money now, otherwise me and my 2 toy poodles will fucking destroy you.
My 2 pet rats will fucking nibble you.
So what are you saying with this then? Are you going with
it's fake. It's fucking fake.
Wow, that's a strong reaction. What are you saying, Adam?
Just to be contrarian, I'm going to say it's real. I'm just going to flip right at the last minute and say it's real.
Wow.
I knew you were going to do that.
Okay. Any reason other than just being contrarian?
Because I don't want me and John to have the same number of points.
Well, I can reveal that it is true. It's a real headline.
What state?
I don't know officially what state, but it was in America, and it came from the Daily Mail USA website.
Oh, then it's definitely not fucking true.
No, it's true. There's a whole story. I'll send you,
if you look at the Daily Mail right now, Boris Johnson's about to marry Meghan Markle. It's fucking horse shit.
And I want you all to know that we are fighting the fake news. It's fake, phony, fake.
Next one, real or fake? Australian woman commits suicide in IKEA over fear of lampshades.
I mean, I hope this is true.
You hope it's true. You hope a woman has killed herself in IKEA.
Just because it's an interesting story.
Yeah, the inclusion of her nationality I find to be a bit bizarre. That's part of it?
Oh yeah, like those bloody Australians and their lampshade fetishes.
Yeah.
What about lampshades was she scared of?
I think it's a shadow thing.
Yeah, she's concerned that a party could break out at any time, so she doesn't want them around.
Well, I mean, I used to know somebody that was afraid of balloons. Is that any weirder?
Was it you, Freddie?
No, it was a
Yeah,
woman.
you seem like the kind of guy who would have a weird fear.
Do you think?
There's a big thing of people afraid of bananas.
Really?
Yeah.
My cousin's absolutely terrified of tomato ketchup.
Your cousin's terrified of tomato ketchup.
Yeah.
How old is your cousin?
She's a year younger than me, 26, 27.
Scouser?
26.
Yeah.
Such a Scouse thing to be afraid of. Like it would sound so perfect
What?
being explained. There's just certain places where you're all weirdos. That makes complete sense. Someone from London isn't afraid of ketchup. You know what I mean?
I object to this.
Prove it. Fucking prove it. You can't sit there. I don't like ketchup. You can't trust it. Like
What accent is that?
I don't know. I can't do a Scouse accent. It's like the logic behind it would be so fucking brilliant. It'd be like, yeah, it's like water, but it's almost like meat. You can't trust it. And you're like, yeah, they actually have a very good point. We have to go. Like, I disagree, but I see how they got there.
She doesn't like any sauce really, but tomato ketchup she's terrified of, and I lived with her for
Butter?
a year.
So
she has butter.
So here's a question.
Mustard?
No,
What about brown sauce?
I don't think she likes any sauce, but she's actually scared of tomato ketchup.
So she doesn't like brown sauce, but she's not afraid of it.
How does she feel about spaghetti? Like pasta sauce?
Yes, good question.
I interrogated it less than you're interrogating.
Are you
me.
fucking... Someone drops, I'm afraid of tomato ketchup. I'm like, well, something terrible happened to you at a grocery
Do you know
store.
what I did? I started chasing her with tomato ketchup.
Did
Again.
you?
I lived with her for a year, and if she ever pissed me off, I'd put like a bottle of ketchup in her bed and shit.
So I know of a comedian.
Name
that-
names, Freddie.
Okay, Sam Gore. Fuck it, why not? I lived with him in Edinburgh one year, and he is afraid of people brushing their teeth while he is in the room. So if like he cannot stand the sound of teeth being brushed, like it makes him physically gag. He hates it. He's fine with himself. He cleans his own teeth, but the sound being anywhere near it is fucking terrifying for him.
The dentist must be his fucking...
Well, yeah, I never really thought about that, but it must be, mustn't it?
Yeah, that's...
Like, he came in, like he walked past the bathroom once whilst I was cleaning my teeth, and he was retching. He was physically retching.
I mean, that's his problem, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, that couldn't be more his thing to deal with. Like, maybe between the hours of 9 and 10 a.m. and midnight and 1.
Disagree.
Don't go near the bathroom.
If you're at
Oh, yeah,
No, I'm going to be able to say, in an Edinburgh flat, someone could be just waking up at literally any hour of the day.
That's true. That is true. That is very true. Have you got any fears, John? What are you afraid of?
It's the existential quiet of life. I used to be afraid of flying, got over that. I don't love snakes. I think snakes are cunts and I don't like them.
To be fair, only weird people love snakes.
Yeah, I fucking...
Like I've never met somebody who's got a pet snake who's a well-rounded person.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's always like fucking...
A pet snake and works in accounts. They've always got like a vape shop or like a...
yeah.
Always a big problem with having pet snakes is depending on the size, at a certain point the snake will decide you're its next meal.
Oh, totally.
And then you have to just kill it.
No, really?
Yeah, because it will just attack the shit out of you.
So how do you know when the snake is about
it
to...
stops eating.
When it eats your rat poodle.
What is...
Once the rat poodle's gone.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
So there's a skill in knowing at what point that snake's eyeing you up.
You just take it to the vet and the vet kills it.
See, that's the good thing about having a dog as a pet, is that my dog's a little shit, but
it's
I
not
never...
it's not going to eat you until you die, and then it's going to eat your face.
Exactly, and I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with that.
Good Lord.
What about you? Are you afraid of anything? What are you scared of, Adam?
I used to be really bad with flying, but I sort of got past that.
That's a common one, isn't it, flying?
Roller coasters. I'm not doing it.
Why?
I don't want to die.
See, I don't like roller coasters, but I don't like them because I feel like they're inherently pointless.
Aren't you a fucking spoil sport?
No, because
Yeah, we know candy's bad for our teeth too, but I'm just trying to fucking get through the day, you fucking
no,
loser.
the thing is,
Pointless. Yeah,
but there's no point to them. There's literally no point.
Fun.
What at a carnival has any actual point?
Everything, hook a duck. That's got a point to it, hasn't it? If you hook this duck, then you fucking get a prize.
Oh god, you're gonna be a dictator one day. The idea, but there's the Russian exhilaration of being on a roller coaster. It's a fun shared experience of facing a fear in a safe environment.
I know
that's it.
I
The
know
fact
for a
that it's-
fact that you've done cocaine before.
Yeah.
So why did you do that?
Because everyone else was, to be fair.
Oh, you!
But you didn't get on the roller coaster in a park full of people going
you're
on roller
just such a
coasters.
contrarian. You'd be a fucking nightmare to argue politics with because you'd say something absolutely Well, what about the Lib Dems in the 70s? Well, that's all we're fucking talking about. So what you've just done is distracted the entire... You're the reason why Brexit happened, by the way. Is because people with your personality are like, well, I don't really understand the point of the European Union. You're not a politician, not important, move on.
Thanks for coming on the podcast, John.
Blame Dan Nightingale, mate. He could have been here.
Oh, fucking hell, man.
So you didn't give into the peer pressure of roller coasters, but you did give into the peer pressure of cocaine.
Because here's the thing with Freddie, is he doesn't want to support carnies that are operating heavy machinery, but he wants to make sure that something's going in his body that was recently shat out by a Russian.
Oh my god.
Could she be really scared and have a gun pointed at her while she's shitting it out? That's great, thanks. Roller coaster ride? No.
I just think that with roller coasters,
I can't believe you're leaning into defending it.
I've never got it, right? So the thing is it's always for me been, I realise that I'm digging myself into the mother of all fucking holes here, but I'm just going for it anyway. I've always felt like the whole point of a roller coaster is that you like are meant to be like, oh, something might happen to me here, but you also know deep down that it's inherently completely safe.
Yeah, it's fucking with your body's fight or flight mechanism. Your brain knows it's fine, but your body's going, let's get out of here. It's fun.
See, I've never got that. Like, I mean, I've been on roller coasters,
And yet, I come back to Adam's point, and yet cocaine. Well, what in that is you like the exhilaration of talking about 9/11 conspiracy theories for a while?
So, and also, when you're on a roller coaster, so because you know you're completely safe, is everyone else screaming and you're just sat there,
like a psychopath?
Yes, that is exactly what I do. I sit there and I go, well, this isn't real.
When you're like on cocaine, then you just big sniff and then just might have a nap.
Yeah. I'm feeling stimulated.
I don't want to talk to any of you.
No,
I'm gonna lie down.
What weapon do you need to get an erection? You seem like the kind of guy. Noose, knife. What's in the bed to really make you sturdy?
Shit. Right, so the reason I stopped doing cocaine, actually, is because I thought I was like the life and soul of the party.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Wait, how much cocaine were you doing?
Not loads.
Hang on, did you think you were the life and soul of the party the next day? So did you still think the next day when you woke up, were you still like, I was great last night?
This is going to tell us how much cocaine he was doing. The answer right here will reveal.
Like, I understand that at the time, most people on cocaine are like, everyone loves me and I should tell them all of my plans and ideas. But the next day, did you have any remorse? Or were you like, do you know what?
Yes.
I killed that party.
No, I had a lot of remorse.
Right, you weren't doing that much. If you were doing a lot, you'd wake up the next morning being like, nailed it.
I nearly got the shit kicked out of me once by this guy. Because...
What town? Where were you?
What, sorry?
Where were you that you almost got...
Preston. So what I did, and I still feel really bad about it, but there was a girl who said that she was getting... she wanted to get cosmetic surgery, and she wanted to get a nose job. And I said it was like putting like spending loads of money on rims for like a Citroen Saxo. Do you know what I mean? But I didn't mean it to come out as really horrible as what it did.
What did you mean to say?
I don't know.
Miss, the problem with you getting a nose job is you're piss ugly on other portions. Have you considered just burning your face?
I don't know.
Hi.
Why are you crying right now? I'm trying to help.
Oh,
Making your face wet isn't actually improving your look, piggy.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Like, I was honestly, I thought I was being helpful and insightful.
That's not even your worst feature.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's it. Like, I thought that
There's so much more wrong with your eyes.
Yeah, did you honk whatever get these fixed first, hon, and do one of these? You fucking asshole. Oh my God.
I thought that it was like, you know when someone says, like, you know when they've got like a house and they're like, I'm thinking of getting the kitchen done, and you're like, the bathroom's a mess, to be fair, mate. I was approaching it from that angle, but
without any awareness that it wasn't her house, it was her face. Holy shit.
I mean, to be fair,
Have you ever sought psychological analysis? Like, maybe you want to go to someone professional, because I have a theater degree and I think Adam has like 2 courses in math. We are not professionals. But based on I have read most of John Ronson's Psychopath Test, and you're really come across like the guy in Broadmoor who wears a suit all the time.
well, this is why I stopped.
Just flat faced on roller coasters coming off and going, ugly cunt.
Yeah.
That's what.
I don't need a roller coaster for a thrill. I just go to a Weatherspoons and ask them about their unemployment checks. Hey, is it weird that your kid has to get up in the morning but you don't, and yet you're the adult? Jesus. Yeah. Mommy told me to be true, and if I did, Daddy would come back. If Mommy told me to be true, if I did, Daddy would come back. What the fuck happened to you, Freddie?
Right. So, afraid of lampshades. Yeah, we were talking about that ages ago.
Yeah,
Remember that?
I actually think the story was fake.
Australian woman committed suicide in IKEA.
I'll take the opposite just so that then it's a competition. I think it's fake, but I'm going to say it's true.
Okay, it is fake. It's a fake one.
Two zip.
Kind of, it's 2-zip, isn't it? It's two zip. Are we saying 2-zip?
Here's my thing with podcasts that center on games. I like them because it's fun to riff, but I always am just like, by the time we get to the 3rd round, which we're now entering, I'm like, I want to not do this anymore. I want to talk more about your thought processes when it comes to social interaction.
Well, we can do that too. Let's see
how quickly we can segue the next one he comes out.
I'm reading them all. Any of them, they're both going to work great. Go ahead.
So, fucking hell, how am I going to edit this?
Thank you for listening to the Fake News Podcast. Please remember to subscribe and rate us on iTunes. The Fake News Podcast was brought to you by Freddie Quinn. For more content, please visit facebook.com/Freddie Quinn Comedy or youtube.com/Freddie Quinn Comedy. For all advertising inquiries, please email freddiequinn@gmail.com.